Hello there, Dick Benedict here. We're playing Heavenly Sword on Hell difficulty. This is my video guide and walkthrough for the aforementioned title and difficulty. We're currently on 1-6. It is entitled The Heavenly Sword. This is the 6th scene of Act 1. It is the final scene of Act 1. The game tutorializes this part when you go through it on normal difficulty, but because we've already gone through it, we're not going to have the tutorial, so I'm here to fill in the blanks for you, so to speak. So this is and I'm going to talk about knockback recovery if I get a chance in this video. So we've already switched to the range stance, but first what I wanted to mention was that I was in speed stance before this, which is the normal stance we've been using heretofore, and now we're switching to L1 attacks, L1 plus 5 squares and L1 plus 5 triangles. That's all we have for right now. And also when you go into this stance, which is the second of the 3 stances, ranged stance. L1 is ranged stance. L1 plus something is ranged stance. You can do these aerial combos in the air. I didn't even know these existed. When I first played the game, I was a delinquent, I guess. I just didn't care enough about this to even explore this game. But to get these to work, you have to be facing like normal enemies like this. You can't really launch the shield guys. They won't let you. It's L1 plus triangle, and then when you've launched them, you press X, and then there's a whole series of combos. Like there's square, 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 square. There's even you can even integrate the chain so that you would press L1 plus square and then X to launch, and then as you're doing that, you would hold L1 and then press square, square, or triangle, triangle. I forget which one it is. I think it's triangle, triangle. It sounds a lot complicated, but once you see the combos, they're fairly simple. But to memorize all of them, I can't. I couldn't do. So I have to have like pictures of them on my phone that I could just pull up. But now we switch into the third of the 3 stances. This is probably the most useful stance in the game because it is a power attack, and most enemies will just disregard your speed attacks and also the ranged attacks, because the ranged attacks are the fastest but the weakest. Well, I'm not going to call it the fastest because you have a stance called the speed stance, and that would contradict everything. But this, like I said, the third and final stance is the power stance, the Heavenly Sword power stance, and it is R1 plus attacks. And see, okay, the knockback. So you can avoid taking damage with a knockback by pressing X when you've gotten thrown back. I often don't have enough skill to do it quite yet. And the thing was, when I was going through this chapter, I had to pull up a bunch of information on my phone while I was playing this. So if ever you see me not doing anything on the screen or rolling around just haphazardly, it's because I was consulting my phone to see these aerial combos. So the power stance is R1 plus attacks, and it has some block breaking moves too. Sometimes it won't even break the guard of enemies, so you're gonna have to look in the menu and look for block breaking attacks. Okay, and also when you have these, see on the HUD at the top left, you have the little the pie wedge, the yellow pie wedge flashing to the circle. Those are called super style attacks, and they get more devastating as you build it up. So the first one is just that first circle. The more see, the thing about that, it's kind of interesting. I need to explain about it, because the more circles you can get up to 3 circles, but you can't use like the super style attack 3 times. Like if you've built up 2 or 3 circles, you have to it's one attack that you use, and it's at a different level. So the level 1 super style attack will do its own attacks, and if you get 2 of the circles lit up in the center, you can do level 2 moves, and then the third one is level 3 moves. I kind of wish they gave you the option to, like, if you have 3 of the circles built up, to maybe do 3 level 1 attacks on 3 different enemies. No, but it's just one attack that you do. And the ones that I would look for would be the ones that do area damage to enemies. Because certain of the super style attacks are going to do area damage. And I would imagine that the the ranged attack ones would do area attack damage, but I've used the heavy attack ones. R1 plus circle hold is how you do it, and I've got some pretty good area damage going for myself, and I've got a lot of good things going for myself. And take care. Oh, wait a second, we're not quite done, man. We're not quite done. So now what I'm going to do is just integrate all of these moves over here. And if you fail to do the aerial combo in the air, she won't do it. She'll just stop doing it. And we really can't afford her to stop doing it because it doesn't look good for us. It just doesn't. But I hope that I hope this gave you at least a start of an idea about how to play this, because what I really want this guide to be aimed at is people that have gone through normal difficulty and who are embarking on their Hell difficulty campaign, and they really just want to understand more about the game so that they can get through Hell difficulty. And also people who are just maybe going through the initial difficulty and not really understanding what this game is all about, because oftentimes in video games there's a lot of complexities that don't really get explained by the game, and that it's just kind of how it is sometimes, and it's good to have someone there to help you out if you need an assist. And I'm trying to be that person for you guys. Whether you choose to just watch these videos for your own purposes, for entertainment value, just because you're interested in the game. It's really not the best game. I was playing this game simultaneously, like with Ninja Gaiden Sigma, like way back. There we go. See, we recovered from that knockback. I don't really want to call it a knockdown because we didn't get knocked down. That was the R1 plus circle hold super style attack, and there's going to be plenty of time to get into each iteration of these stances, guys. So I think we're almost done. A lot of waves over here, but they aren't hard enemies. Yeah, not too hard. A little long, but not too hard. Take care.